Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I pray silence while I pass sentence on the accused. For these alleged awful crimes are no longer alleged. Now a prison sentence wouldn't be appropriate in this case. So I sentence the accused to death. Welcome to Don's courtroom. Let's remove the wig. Bit of light relief is okay within these cases, but there's seriousness to these cases. It may be a mock-up of a court for our benefit, and you, the viewers, are the jury. I might keep the gavel actually. That's very good. Let's get a bit more comfortable, shall we? So, who is in the courtroom today? Who is the accused? The accused is Vladimir Zelensky, the Ukraine leader. I will tell you something that you might not know about the Ukraine leader. The Ukraine leader allegedly stole nearly 500 billion so far. 500 billion. From the USA, 350 billion. From Europe, another 150 billion. That includes the UK. The UK have signed a deal, a loan deal. Now, let me bring to you, the jury, a loan deal from the UK. He signed it. Will he pay it back? It was a loan deal, allegedly, from Biden. It was all signed up, but Zelensky didn't seem to know about it. Now, forgive me, or forgive Zelensky, because Biden wasn't quite, can I say, not all there mentally, but I don't mean that in a horrid way. He seemed a nice guy. He seemed to know his politics, but he just didn't seem to know what day it was. But surely his aides, Biden's aides, would have spotted this. But it was a loan, and Zelensky won't pay it back. Where's the money gone? I'll tell you where the money has gone. Allegedly, the money went not to the people. They're saying about 20%, it could be lower than that, went to the people. So went for defence work, infrastructure, rebuilding of certain important buildings, etc. And to aid. Where did the rest of it go? I'll tell you where the rest of it went. The businesses. The crooked businesses. As well as the legitimate businesses. It all got buried into there, and also invested. Various stocks, shares, places. Now, Zelensky, he isn't as poor as you think. Zelensky was an actor, a comedian, who played the president, and then all of a sudden he's voted in as president. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen. Look at Trump. That wouldn't be too believable, wouldn't it? Would it beforehand? But I think Trump is doing a very good job. But that is open to your, whatever your political view is, but whatever your political view is of Trump, let's delve in and look at Zelensky. So these businesses, they helped to get him into power. It was alleged to be a democracy in that country with a vote. It's like the national lottery. It's like the postcode lottery. The postcode lottery especially. Do you ever see a draw in the postcode lottery? People do win. I've actually known people that win. People have got to win, but they pick and choose. But the powers will always make the money, the powers that hold these lotteries. Why do you think there are so many TV companies, radio companies, all partaking in this lotto? Lottos are said to be mafia-ridden. Not the conventional Italiano type mafia, but mafia-ridden as in they'll always win. They'll take your money, same as a slot machine. You can load it to your favour, it's a percentage. So they're giving out percentages of what they win, and they're always going to win. They're always going to take more, aren't they? They have a wig all over me, and the lights are really bright. Twinkling. I feel twinkling. I can hardly see you. So this one's a bit light-hearted. I don't really want to seem like some sort of ragged kangaroo court. But put down in the comments what you think. Was all this money robbed that people weren't paid? They're very poor. Zelensky, you're thinking is poor. He has boats. Can be a lot of money. Super yachts and boats. He has aircraft. Various aircraft. It costs an awful lot for the fuel, let alone the aircraft. He has villas all around the world, including one in Florida. You thought perhaps it was the first visit he's ever had to the United States. Dressed, some would say inappropriately. Trump initially said, look, he's come dressed up. But after that, he was okay, and he said, I'm fine with the way he's dressed. It was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it was a bit shocking where everyone else is in suits and you're not in a suit. I'm not saying that, I can understand what he was saying. So Leslie was saying it's a costume. It's a costume for him because he's not used to dressing up. Some people don't like dressing in suits. At funerals and things, especially people that are not used to dressing in suits. Why should they dress in a suit? Why just put a tie on? Why can't they just put very smart clothing on? Questionable. It looked like one of those mime people in the black, didn't he? Or like he was going to go out jogging or running or do a sport, go to the local gym. Just a black top with a little net. I don't know what the emblem meant, but crazy, isn't it? Really, when you think about it, how we've moved on. So let's not dwell on the scruffy look of Zelensky, but let's look at the scruffy look of his finances. So if he has all those things, don't you think it's inappropriate for his people to be dying, starving to death, in poverty, not having basic things that we take for granted, like electric and power? Some of them are living, I don't know, sort of 25 of them in one small room because their homes have been blown up. This can't be right. It's not a balance there, is there? You see him in camouflage and fighting clothing, don't you? He wears costumes for that, doesn't he? But has he fought with his people? No, he hasn't. It would be a bit ridiculous anyway. Be like the royals fighting on the front line. Harry fought on the front line only because he wanted to, and he was on a protected front line. Sure. I don't know how many he would have killed. He probably doesn't know himself, but he had a long range 7.62 machine gun. They've got a range from 600 metres outwards. Some say up to 1,000 metres, 1,200 metres. You can't always see what you're shooting at. But you know you might have slotted someone. He was happy with that. Perhaps he did know that he slotted someone, and that's what he wanted to do. Slot people and then say he was involved. Get a medal. Remember the medals. Charles hasn't ever been on the front line. He's got loads of medals, isn't he, dotted across. Most of them are just saying, I've done 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. They mean nothing. Andrew's done a bit of, could say frontline work. Helicopter work in his day. Prince Andrew. We won't mention him. That's another trial, isn't it? We've also got Prince William, done a bit of helicopter work, not exactly on the front line, but from ships, going back and forth, storage. He was very young then, so you could say he's seen a bit of service, but it's not really infantry sort of frontline stuff, is it really? That'd be silly to put them, because you're putting all your men in danger, because you're all becoming a target. Because the enemy, if you know where a certain person is, the enemy are going to know, and they're going to just target that area. And everyone is in danger, aren't they, around there? There's something they would see as a non-target. I'm digressing as I do, but let's get back to this case. So what do we think of this man who's in charge of the Ukraine. I think he did look like a little boy in that meeting. And what happened? He kind of was very rude. They saw him as, he did have an attitude, but it was a bit to and fro, wasn't it? He was kind of being attacked and then he went on defence. He was like that, body language. I think he called JD Vance. JD Vance, okay, I do like him, but he's kind of funny guy, really. He changed his view. He flipped 180 from his view that he originally had of Trump. But then again, I thought Trump, when he first came into power, he was he's kind of being a bit racist, and I thought he was. But then I flipped 180, and I can see through that. I can see through what he's got. ADHD, maybe a good ADHD. He's got something there, but I can see through that. He wants you to know things. He's very abrupt, but he's doing good. Now, for the sake of these minerals, Zelensky didn't want his minerals sold off. They're already sold. The Americans bought them years ago when they were feeding Zelensky billions. And Trump even, he delved in and got the paperwork for this loan, the 350 million. He said, yeah, you have to pay it back. Oh, Zelensky said, oh, it's just a gift. It's not just a gift. And he said, well, Trump said, what I'll do for you, and I'm not very good at impressions, what I'll do for you is I will let you give me your minerals, and then I will let you off such and such a loan. I will let you off double the money. So those minerals, I will pay double, treble for them, and then I will give them to Putin. They're not even yours, they would be mine. So I would give them to Putin, the war will stop. Now, if the war was going to stop for the sake of these minerals that Zelensky doesn't even own, wouldn't you go, yeah, oh, thanks for that, thanks for that. Really appreciate this. I would do the same if I was had as much power as you. Thank you, America. God bless America. You know, that's what you come in and say. You wouldn't have an attitude of some sort of, oh, everyone hates you, Trump, and I do too, and you're a bit funny. No. So he was steadfast, disappeared. It can go on, and I can fight on and on, etc. And then Trump said, well, I'll pull your aid, but good luck. What happened to Zelensky? Boom, come running back like a little school kid. Oh, sorry, he went up to the bully. And it is good in this case that Trump was bullying him a bit, because it made him sign the deal. I don't know if he has already, but I think he's going to sign the deal. And then let's stop the war, ceasefire. If Putin wants to break the ceasefire, I think Trump, being a strong man, would put up with that. Biden would, and the other presidents probably would. Maybe Bush would be a bit different, but Trump wouldn't have it. So let them reap the consequences. But Trump now, I mean, Putin's happy now. He's had his bit of a feel, bit of a conflict man. He's got the medal of being, his own medal, I suspect, for being in a war. He's not a nice man. Putin, really bad. I'm not saying that he's good, because he's not. He's kind of evil. But he's happy now because Trump said we'll do some deals. Because all the deals, remember, were pulled from Russia. He said we'll do some deals as long as you play ball with me. Putin respects him. Keep your enemies closer. Trump doesn't particularly like Putin, but he keeps his enemies closer. Those minerals it'll cost me more money in the long run without any aid, because the aid's worth more than those minerals he's got. Yeah. So what do we think? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we can have an appeal. We can have an appeal on this one. Zelensky, you can appeal. But at the moment, I'm going to pass. Sentence. Shall I put the wig back on? I can leave the wig for now, can't I? Vladimir Zelensky, I sentence you to 20 years imprisonment. I am prepared to reduce that 20 years to 10. If you gather back some of the money Some of the money might be tied, but you find a way to bring back some of that money, that loan, and pay back America, the UK, and Europe in general. So I sentence you to 20 years, hard labour, imprisonment, and community service. Community service, that will be designed from your people, so you won't be spending all the time in prison. I pass sentence. Thank you. And remember to like and subscribe. And remember, don't have any nasty dreams when you put your head down on that pillow tonight.